Welcome to another episode of Sheet Talking. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad I was able to talk to Zoe. It's a really cool conversation. She reminded me that she was the one who put me onto Carla, the font that I use all the time now in Google Sheets, way better than Arial. Gone a little bit of a Arial kicking contest. We find out Zoe is neither A1 or a B2 kind of person. She is something else. Find out in this episode of Sheet Talking. Do people actually talk about spreadsheets? I don't think anyone actually talks about spreadsheets, you know?
Yeah, not like we do anyway.
Yeah, we've had a few conversations about spreadsheets, using spreadsheets, why spreadsheets are the way they are, and how to like differentiate them, make them different. But like, do you actually have any conversations with other people about spreadsheets, like
Um,
your partner, your other people?
well, the main conversation is I say, "Oh, do you use Google Sheets?" And people go, "What's that?" So that's kind of yeah.
Nobody
It
says that.
amazes me. It not honestly, it amazes me. I'm like, oh my God, you're really missing out. So
Who are you talking? You must be like going in like nursing homes and asking people, do you use Google Sheets?
yeah,
Grandpa,
I
do
think
you use Google Sheets? Like who would not like I would totally believe you if you were like, no, I don't. Like if the answer was just no, I would believe you more than what is Google Sheets. Because people
yeah.
know it. Who are you talking to?
Some of them look confused and say, no, not really. But they're kind of embarrassed to admit that they don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like speaking to my husband about Google Sheets, he just asked me to like, you know, help him basically because he's not that familiar with them either. So yeah.
What's the last thing you helped him with in Google Sheets?
Oh, I created some football thing for him, like a dream team
Oh, fantasy
score.
football.
Something like that. I don't even know anything about football, so I don't even know what I was creating. But yeah, I did something like that.
And what did you do for his dream team in did you what did you what was
Um,
it that you helped him with?
I can't remember, but I can't remember exactly because it was a while ago. But it was something to do with like it generated the scores of some. Oh, actually, I did his football club, and then it generated the scores of like who's the best player or something like that. I don't know.
That sounds
Something.
awesome.
Do you
How
want
did you do that?
it?
How did you so he did he put in like the score, like who scored what win, and then it like totaled up the
Yeah, and so
person's
like at the
scores?
end of the season, they'd know who was the best or something like that. I can't remember.
And when you
Yeah.
say his football, like his football club, like does he play football or where he like
Only locally, just to keep in the game. But yeah.
yeah, like it's just as like a club, a local club team that he. It's not like it's his like favorite team that he watches.
Oh no, no, no. It's literally about him and his mates. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. But I just think the good thing about Google Sheets is that you can apply it to fun things as well. It's not just, boring data. You can do fun things. So yeah, that's what I really love about it. And I love kind of being creative with, what you can do with it.
And what's the last fun thing you did in Google Sheets?
Um, I just made an Instagram tracker, which does sound a bit generic, but um, I've made it so that you could either do a 10-day boost or a 30-day boost, and then you
Boost.
basically track the data. So it's really simple. So that's the last thing I did. But aside from that, obviously, hashtag OS is what we did together. So that
Yeah,
was
you
really
made
fun.
hashtag OS. You're ensconced in the Instagram world, but you say boost. What does that mean?
Oh, it's boost when I say boost, I mean like you make yourself do Instagram for 10 days and so you
Hmm.
track it and yeah. So you basically put the date in at the top and then it populates 10 days later and each day you just track your progress.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And so you made #OS before, and then you just made an Instagram tracker. What else have you made like product wise? And you also helped with Atomic Sheets.
I
So
did, yeah.
atomicsheets.com.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I'm all about Instagram, but it's because well, I have a PR and marketing background, and we didn't really social media wasn't really around when I first started in PR and marketing. But for me, because I'm an illustrator and graphic designer, I like Instagram for the visuals, and but I've always struggled with Instagram. So I sort of feel like I'm trying to crack the code there. And that's why I kind of create stuff for Instagram, like the ingredients to make it more easier for people to post.
Right, because you had a difficulty with it. You found a way through that difficulty, and then you were like, well, other people need to like
Yeah, I
get help
still have a
too.
difficulty with it. The other
Don't
thing
say
I created.
don't say that in the ad copy. Don't this didn't solve my
I'm still
problem.
working on it, yeah. And I think so I think that's why I created Sheetagram as well, because I suddenly realized that not everyone wants to be in Canva, or they don't have Adobe, so they're not doing InDesign and that kind of thing. So and I love working with Adobe, but I realize not everyone has Adobe or has the inclination to learn it. So I started applying, the design stuff to Google Sheets. In terms of when you do design, you have a grid, you have guidelines, and I started to use Google Sheets in the same way, using the cells to make guidelines and giving it space with, secret rows and that kind of thing. So then I created Sheetagram, which is basically a 12 grid Instagram grid, and you can create posts from it by adding you have a set of prompts down the side, and you fill in the prompts, and then your designs will populate.
Sweet. So you can go through these prompts like iterations, like there's different prompts and they create different things.
Yeah, exactly. So the only caveat is that obviously you can't download each post like you can, like as a JPEG, for example. You have to take a little screenshot. But I think it's quite fun to do on the go, or if you just want some really simple graphics to break up your Instagram, if you've got too many photos or whatever. So yeah, I made that for that reason.
Something I just learned rather recently, like weeks and weeks ago, is that if you create a PDF, you can upload it to LinkedIn. And like if you have multiple pages of a PDF, it uploads it like a carousel on LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
So like if you I would highly recommend taking exactly that, because I think I remember us going through this a little bit, and maybe you've improved it since. It's like each of these things is an image, and you've had to like screenshot the image, but you can also export pages as PDFs from a sheet. Like that's another thing you can do. And so if you can export if you have the design you like and export as a PDF, you can upload it as a document to LinkedIn.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And you can have multiple pages. So you can create like a multiple page.
Yeah, I'm sure that can be explored a bit more. Yeah.
But
So
without like doing much more, because people will want to post what they post. Some people will want to post what they post on Instagram on LinkedIn as well. Or it's the people on LinkedIn who are like, I only write. I don't know what else to do. Like they will literally sit there and be like, how can I have a stunning visual? And they'll go exactly like you said, to Canva, to Figma, to other places. And then they have to like learn all these templates and then download them and stuff. And it's like, oh, I just write. But then like you can create a tool right inside of the sheet that creates different images.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of scope with that.
Yeah.
So let's see if people get into it, doing
It's
their
also
graphics and
it's also a higher paying kind of person that posts on LinkedIn versus posting on the Instagram. Sure, there's more people who post on Instagram than who post on LinkedIn, but those who do post on LinkedIn are busy entrepreneurial types who are have more spending power.
yeah,
Yeah.
different people, sure.
Have you found people are receptive to your sheets for Instagram?
Actually, at the moment, I've got it as a bump offer when people get hashtag OS. So we will see, but I will make it an offer on its own as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's very new. It's very new, and I
Hashtag
feel
OS.
like
Are people receptive? Or, do they like your process more than they like? Are they buying it because it's a Google sheet, or are they buying it because it's like a new, interesting process for them?
I think it's because they hate hashtags and they're desperate to make it easier. That was why I created it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that why
and I think
you should just? That sounds like a great ad campaign. If you hate hashtags, you're gonna love these hashtags.
yeah, yeah, maybe I should change my copy. Yeah, so I think I just wanted to make an easier process
Mm-hmm.
because you know how it is when you've got something to post and then you think, oh, I best put some hashtags, and then you're scrambling around trying to find some hashtags. And yeah, I just think this makes it more fun, and it's also helps people to batch their content as well, because then they can have their hashtag OS open and they can upload their graphics and then, you know, check off all the hashtags they need. And it's just hopefully a more magical process.
Yeah. And you put a lot of work. You've put especially a lot of work into the design and like the look of your sheet more than almost anyone else I know. Um, and you're a designer by trade, right?
Yeah.
Do you what's the last like beautiful spreadsheet you saw out in like the wild? Like the wilds of the internet. Did you have you seen like a beautiful spreadsheet that you were like, ooh, that one looks cool?
Yeah, that's a really good question because there was something that you shared actually. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was somebody created something and it was like a dashboard or something. This was a while ago, but I remember thinking, oh, that makes my spreadsheet look really rubbish.
And
Yeah,
I have
because
that
it was
feeling too,
really
and I
good.
see it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I sort of it's you're right. Like I see beautiful spreadsheets and then I don't think, oh, that's so beautiful. I think, oh, mine look terrible compared to this.
yeah,
You're
I
right.
think yeah, this is how to do it. This is what I need to learn. But
Oh,
yeah,
like, oh, you're right. This is the way. I was doing it all wrong before.
yeah.
Oh, how
But there's
stupid of
always room for improvement. So
ah. So was there something you took from that you were like, oh, I want to snipe this thing they did?
I wish I could remember what it was because
Was it crypto
uh,
dashboard or
no, it wasn't that. Oh, I'm gonna have to find it and send it to you or something.
yeah.
But yeah, it was really good because it was just really it was actually really simple.
Mhm.
I can't remember what I really loved about it actually. I should have prepared. You should have asked me that question before, and I would have prepared
We'll
it.
put a link in the description if you find it. If you
Yeah,
can't find it, we won't put it. There won't be a link in the description. There'll be just a link to your website.
I think you shared it with me, or not just me, everybody, for about a year ago. So
Oh, I
it's a
don't.
long
I don't
time
even
ago.
remember.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to remember, but I don't remember a year ago.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
tough one.
well, you say dashboard, and I just can't think of anything other than the crypto dashboard. I mean, there's the community sheets from like COVID, which is like 2, 3 years ago. Um, there was like a COVID hiring sheet. There's a community job board. Um,
Mm.
those were done not by designers, but like people who have no, actually, I think they were designers. Designers in sheets are great. They just do things differently.
Do you think it it's typically a designer that makes a good Google sheet, would you
It's not
say?
always. It's not. It's not that only It's not that only the people who make good Google Sheets look good are designers. It's that designers make good looking Google Sheets. Are some of the people who, like, not all cars are Toyotas, but some all Toyotas are cars. Kind
Yeah,
of.
I get it.
Because like designers can't help it, right? You can't help but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
just want to. Can I just even this out? Like, can I
Yeah,
can I just make these all?
yeah,
Like you
I
said,
think
you
that's the
created
thing.
the grid system on on the sheet for Instagram. And I think I remember you made it like pixel perfect, where like it's exactly the exact
Yeah, that's
number of
Sheetagram.
pixels. Yeah, the exact number of pixels across and up are the exact dimensions of an Instagram post, right?
Yeah, it's true, but also because people are still posting squares on Instagram and they should be
Mhm.
portrait. And so, but obviously they're a square in the grid. So I've designed Sheetograms so that you post your portrait, but nothing gets cut off in the grid.
Mhm.
So that kind of thing uh, really matters to me. So yeah, the Sheetogram sheet is pixel perfect, but it also depends on how big your screen is when you
Mhm.
screenshot it, if
That's
that
true.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what I do find is that like designers, or maybe not just designer, but anyone who I know has made a Google sheet that looks good. It doesn't necessarily what 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 they do to it to make it from good to great isn't necessarily like some secret, but it is a lot of like little tiny steps. Have you found that like you can sort of take a good Google sheet, be like, okay, this is useful because of X, Y, and Z, and then iterating upon that in little tiny ways, like making a little more padding, taking away the grid lines, making this a shade darker or a shade lower, and then having shades so that it's not
Yeah.
like so stark. Those little things compound and add up to go from good to great.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what happened with hashtag OS
Mm-hmm.
because I came to you with the idea and then it was just simple, like get rid of all those extra columns that you don't need, and and obviously the colors, and just giving it a bit of space. So I
Okay, so
think little things
gives
do help.
get rid of extra stuff, give a little space. Those are like two. Are there more like little things that you remember, not just from that, but like from your own experience, that like if somebody's watching this and they're like, I want to design better sheets. Is there other things like little things?
Well, thinking from a design thought process is probably alignment. You know
Alignment,
how,
how do you mean?
yeah, so sometimes like things are left aligned, right aligned, center aligned, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, I always make sure that things are aligned
But like
because it really,
that's three options. Every cell has that option. Every row has that option. Which ones should be which way? Like, how do you know what should be aligned to the left, what should be aligned to the right?
I guess it depends what's in the cell and what the sheet is, but yeah, I always sort of check the spacing, the alignment, and just get rid of anything that doesn't need to be there.
I mean,
Um,
what I like to do is I think of either two types of alignment. Either I don't know the actual term, but it's like outside alignment. I'll align something on the right to the right, and then I'll align something to the left on the left, so that there's like not a symmetry, but the alignment on the outside. Or I'll do it the other way, where it's like, okay, where's the main point? I think like where's the main point of focus? If there's like if there's one column that has key data in it, I'll and it's on the left, I'll align it to the right, and then the one to it, to the right of it, I'll align to the left so that there's an internal symmetry there.
Yeah, I love a bit of symmetry. But also I think, you know, when you align your text to the, say, the left,
Mhm.
it obviously shoves right up to the side of the cell. So I always put a secret mini column
Yeah,
and give it space there as well.
I love doing that. Yes. And
Yeah.
then you can determine the actual size. So I don't know the actual math behind this because there is real math behind it, but like there should be some amount of some size gap depending on like the row height or something. Like
Yeah.
things shouldn't be like the hierarchy is like these two things should be near each other, but they don't have to be. What was that? Did you hear that?
Sorry. Sorry, that's my speaking clock.
Oh my God. It was like a ghost in the system. Whew.
You told me about speaking clock, so
Oh, oh, that's true. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I turned mine off
I
because
have
it
to
kept
edit that
scaring
bit
me.
out.
It scared my mother too. I was on a call with my mother and she's like, "Who's talking?" I was like, no, that's my clock. I had
Happens all
turned
the
that off a
time.
while. Um, so is there some math or is it just like you eye it up?
Uh, I'm just a bit of a numbers person, as
Mhm.
in like spiritually about numbers. So I always put an
Mhm.
0.8 column in to give it a bit of space. It's
An
tiny,
eight
tiny.
pixel column
Yeah,
or
or a
point.
row. Yeah,
Well,
so it's tiny.
you can size a row to 0.8.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's tiny. It's a tiny gap, but
Mhm.
it makes all the difference.
Nice. And
Yeah, and
then
8 is obviously infinity. So
yeah. And then that means you can also align things to the edge of the cell. So like what normal okay sheets will do is like align something in the center and then
mm,
sort of there's like a randomness of space around it. But if you align things to the left or you line things to the top and then add a specific gap to it, now you still have a gap, but it's not random across the whole way, right?
yeah, it's meticulously done. Yeah. So
And that's an interesting tip, right? It's something that I sort of hand wave over. Like you're right. Like I'll add that gap and I'll just add a column and I'll just say, here's a column that give a little gap. And I'll do it haphazardly in a video. I'll just make it and I'll say, here, I'm making this. But yeah, there seems to be, I could probably go one extra step further and say like, it needs to be this specific width or this specific height.
yeah, 8, I say.
Yeah.
Gives a nice little breathing space.
Yeah. Do you have the other thing I like to do is I just like to bump up all the font to a bit higher because like the default is something like Arial 10 and it's so always so hard for me to read. So I'll bump it up to 12 or 14 and have that as the base size. So everything's sort of easier to read whenever I see a sheet that I've made versus like someone who didn't do that. And that's not that hard to do. It's just one thing.
Yeah.
Just increase the size. Um, but then I increase the size of other things so that there's a hierarchy, right? Like you want people's eye, you want the things that people are looking for to be where people are looking, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just comes down to design. It's the same kind of thought process. You want things to stand out and for things, you know, not to be missed. And so
Or you do want things to be missed. That's one thing that I see a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
people do
yeah.
wrong. The first thing people will do on a sheet is they'll decrease the font size if they're like, oh, I want to add this little extra information. And it always grabs my attention because I'm like, what's this tiny text here? And what I think is one step better than that is don't decrease the size, but decrease the font color. So like more grayish, if everything's black, grayish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
That's again just one simple thing to
Yeah,
make a sheet
we have
better.
to think about accessibility as well because you know, some people, you have to have a bit of contrast there for viewers, you
Mhm.
know, who don't see screens as well. I mean, me included. So
Yeah.
I think we spend too much time on screens. So yeah, we have to make it more visible for people.
Yeah, is there a so that means do you not really like dark mode? Like you don't do you like more light mode where it's darker text on a brighter black background?
I think I just like to have like a muted background. So not bright white,
Hmm.
but more like paper, you know. But
I love it. Yeah, that's my jam.
yeah, I love that too. I mean,
That's
I
my
think
thing.
I found a site actually that has all the different hex codes for various things like paper and different color paper and yeah,
Mm,
it's really good. Yeah, so I'll send that to you.
please do. I don't know where I got mine. Mine is always FB, FB, F8. I just memorized one hex code years ago. I think I memorized that about 10 years ago, quite
Yeah,
honestly.
it's a good it's good to have like your file safe hex codes.
Yeah. And then in when I made have you checked by the way, I don't think I've talked to you since I made it. Did you check out sheet styles?
No, I haven't.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, so so the advice I've given for Better Sheets members for 3 years now has been this FBF8 background, but also
Yeah,
to decrease the text color from 000 to like 444,
yeah,
a little lighter shade gray, a little sorry, lighter shade black. Um,
yeah.
and those two steps I thought could be better done in like a rhyme or some. I kept thinking of like ways to help people memorize that because I memorized it years and years ago, so it's just been in my system. But then I created a Google Sheet add-on. It's totally free, called Sheet Styles. That in one click it'll change it to those colors, the entire sheet.
Read about this in your email. Yeah,
It's so awesome. I like it because it's like the advice that I give, and also I use it myself because why I gave that advice is because I that's how I used Sheets. Is like I want this. If I'm in Sheets for a long time, I'm changing the background a little bit
yeah,
darker, less contrast. But yeah, now it's all one click, and it has different versions. So there's that one which is FBF FBFB F8, but there's a slightly darker one, and I call it papyrus, like not paper but papyrus,
yeah, yeah,
because my wife was looking at it and she said, "Can it be a bit darker?" I was like, "Wait, this is darker than white," but she wanted it even darker, so I made a papyrus version.
yeah. That sounds really good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check that out.
and then even better for accountants and data analysts and data entry people is there's one that does alternating rows because it's really hard if you have everything the same, it's hard to see across rows as you want to check things. You just take a piece of paper or something and like move it. I
Yeah,
don't know if you've ever
yeah,
done that.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I have to do that all the time. Is what is this row to this row? So I made the alternating lines, and then you can default back to revert back to default in one click as well.
Oh wow, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because setting up a sheet takes a while, doesn't it? Just doing like not a while, but it's just an extra thing to do. So yeah, one click sounds good.
It is, and most people just won't do it, even
Yeah.
though we'll get headaches after 4 or 5 hours of staring at a screen, and then I'll go to lunch and then I'll come back. I'm like, do I really want to stare at this stark screen again? And people just won't change the background. It's like 3 or 4 clicks in my head because I memorize these numbers, but in other people's they don't minds and bodies they don't have the muscle memory of going here, clicking there, here, like it ends up being a lot more clicks. So I try to make it super super easy.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
Yeah, and then there's you can also create your own styles. So like if there's only a few presets there, but you can select the some other color or some other shades. You can make branded sheets if you want. Um, that's really cool.
That sounds like something I need to get into for sure.
Yes. And it's
What
free
about
too. Sheet
the
styles.
fonts?
So
Does it
I
change?
automatically change the font to Carla. When you use it and you click the button, it automatically changes the font to Carla.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my favorite font.
Yeah, you're the one who I think showed me that font. I think that it became my favorite font after that.
Yeah, it's so easy to read.
Yeah. It's so much nicer. It's more elegant. I don't know why Arial feels so bad because it's the default. It feels so
Mm,
bad. Maybe if it wasn't the default, it wouldn't. Maybe it would be the opposite. If the default was something else, I'd be like, oh, we should be using Arial.
yeah, yeah. It's funny, but yeah, Carla, I just keep going back to that one. So
Yeah. I mean, speaking of fonts, did you ever watch the documentary Helvetica?
no,
Oh yeah, it's a great
do I need to?
documentary. Sorry.
Do I need to?
You don't need, it's not like a need to know basis. It's just a nice documentary about the font that's like Helvetica was everywhere for a while. It was like a
Mm,
very modern font for a long time. And I'm just thinking like how the documentary sort of goes over this, that like people don't really know that this font is a font that someone crafted, that somebody made, because it's like a very ubiquitous font. It's in a lot of places. And I'm wondering like if the reason we hate Arial is because it is default. Like I try. People ask me all the time, "Can I change the default color?" And font. There are ways to change the default font, but not across your entire Google Workspace.
mm, yeah. Yeah, I think I used Helvetica all the time before Carla.
Mhm.
So yeah, but now I don't, I'll use that if I can't get a Carla font.
Mm.
But yeah, Arial is a big no-no.
Is there? But I don't think there's. I can't tell you if there's any particular thing about it that I don't like. It's so weird. It's one of those weirdest things. Like there's not like a letter in there that I'm like, oh, I don't like the shape of this letter. It's just like there's no particular thing about it that actually is hateful, like is bad.
It just reminds me of like just a really like boring spreadsheet that you had at in
Mhm.
an office job or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
the person who made it just didn't change the font,
yeah,
right? It just feels lazy, right? It feels like a lazy thing to do or to
yeah.
use. Are you here's like a very important question about spreadsheets. Are you an A1 or a B2 kind of person? Where do you start a spreadsheet?
A1.
You're A1, right up. That might be a very designer answer.
I never really thought about it, but yeah, I think I'm an A1. But then I might insert a row above, so I might be a B2.
Oh, that's weird. You're a B2 in A1's clothes.
Yeah,
You start out as an A1 and then you
yeah,
transition into a B2.
yeah, exactly. So I'm a
Or
hybrid.
or B1, really. If you start at an A1 insert a row, you're really a B1. No, sorry, A2.
A2, yeah, that's a
Wow.
different one.
That's
Yeah.
that's that's the third cell.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
what is your favorite formula?
I knew you were going to ask me that for some reason. Um, you know what my favorite formula is? It's one that you taught me. It's in Sheetogram, and it basically you put your website in, and it shows the little favicon.
Oh yeah, so that uses the image formula, but then it uses
Yeah,
a specific URL from Google that you can insert a domain and get the logo. Yeah.
I think that one's really cool. I mean, I think when we were creating hashtag OS, um, you were trying to make it I think your words were more magical.
Yes. I
And so
love
now
that.
it's something like I carry with me when I create Google Sheets. And I was just thinking, how can I make this more magical? So yeah, when I put the website in and then you gave
Mhm.
me the formula for pulling an image from a website, yeah, I really love that.
Oh, cool. So that's not just one formula. That's a formula and a whole like API. That is, and it
Yeah.
is magical, right? Do you add now I can't remember about shooting up. Do you add an if, like if is blank in front of that so that like you have that inside of a cell and then you don't see anything? And then when you enter the domain, it then shows up?
Well, in Sheetogram, I say if you don't want it to be there, don't fill in the field.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
because
but
it's
yeah.
automatically blank then.
Yeah, it's automatically blank and they just fill in the fields that they want to show.
Right.
Yeah. So,
So speaking of magic, because you're trying to make things magical, have you seen something that's magical in a sheet?
uh, I like to think hashtag OS is quite magical.
No, I mean like in the wild. Have you seen like a spreadsheet out in the wild that you felt like, oh, this is like this is magical. This thing happened.
Oh, loads. Oh, I can't think of the top of my head, but I have bought many spreadsheets. Um, and there's a lot of like content calendars out there,
Hmm.
and there's some, excuse me, there's some really good ones where you can prepare a whole launch and just by like adding the date and then all these kind of um, suggestions come up for posts and things like that. I love all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's a content calendar that um you enter the date and it create does it create like the frequency or something, like it creates more dates based on one day, like a planning, like say a Friday,
We'll
I want to
say,
post on every Friday and then it puts in all the Fridays.
well, you put in the date and then it generates a date of when you're going to launch. And
Hmm.
then between those two dates, it prepares like your whole campaign.
Oh, so it knows
So
how many days to that end.
yeah,
So you
something.
set the launch date. You're like, I want to launch on this particular day, a Friday, March 23rd. And then it
Yeah,
knows, okay, 1 week ahead of that is this, 1 week ahead of that is this day,
yeah,
10 days or 1 day, 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, like each of these. And this is the steps you need to do to get to work on this day to get prepared for this launch.
yeah, exactly. So I thought that was pretty magical. Yeah,
I mean, that's also a great idea. Like, that's a great idea for anyone creating sheets at all, that that's possible, right? To insert one day and keep it as a rant. It can be any day. Just do that day -5. Here's the next day. That day -10 is 10 days before that.
yeah,
Like that creates a magical experience when you enter one thing and get an entire plan to launch up to it. That's amazing.
yeah. I think the spreadsheets that I love are ones that kind of like they plan your life for you. They've got it all mapped out, and yeah, there's loads of things like that, and so that really inspires me
Mhm.
because we want things to be more simple and to be, if you're someone who's a bit of a planner and you want everything mapped out, then Google Sheets really helps.
Yeah, I like that idea that a checklist, like you could prepare an entire checklist, but then it could like unfurl for someone who's using it. So like it doesn't necessarily have to be one sheet that here's the checklist that you have to check off. Done. You could do that. That is what normal people will create a spreadsheet. Here's a checklist. Go do all these things. But creating a checklist that is then dated and you can reverse engineer, you can make it interactive. Like this is just kinds of stuff that I do in Better Sheets for members, is like create check boxes that when you check off one, the next three things show up so you're not like disturbed or distracted by other things. Um, you don't necessarily have to like hide it from someone because they don't need to know. It's that they don't get distracted by these things, that they're focused on the task at hand, and then when they're done with that, okay, here's the next task at hand. Then when we're done with that, here's the next task.
Yeah, that that I find really helpful for my brain anyway. And the other thing I like is when Google Sheets are really visual, like the mall that you did, the treasure map, that
It,
kind of thing. And you can make
Mhm.
pictures with it. I think that's really cool as well.
Yeah, that was pixel art, right? Like it was like a treasure map, but made out of like essentially pixel art because I think this is the one you're talking about where I just tick all of made a bunch of cells, but they're all square cells in one
Yeah,
sheet and then did different colors there. Yeah.
yeah, a bit like when you did the brick wall as well.
Yeah. I got to get back into that. I haven't made any of those recently. I think the brick wall and the treasure map were definitely like the last ones I did. Um, they definitely add just it's great as a screenshot like social image to share if you're trying to sell a spreadsheet. It's a great stark image
Mm,
to share. Um, it also makes it feel. This is something that I've been trying to figure out. It makes it feel like it's still a spreadsheet, but it's not a spreadsheet.
yeah. It
Like I've been
feels
struggling to
like
figure out those words around it, but like sometimes I make a spreadsheet that doesn't look like a spreadsheet at all, and people are like, "Oh, that we don't care," because like you can do that. Whatever I'm doing is done on the web or with programming or this or that. I'm like, no, but it's a spreadsheet. But if I make it just enough look like a spreadsheet, people are like, "Oh, this is done in a spreadsheet. You can do that."
I think when spreadsheets can be visually stimulating, like it just makes it so much more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You said it's great when a spreadsheet can be visually
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, visual in a kind of like not a spreadsheet way kind of thing. Like it looks like an image. I love that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
There is wait, so this is probably not what you meant, but there literally is a script that you can find. I think Labnol has it, LABNOL, labnol.org. Uh, you can take a picture, upload it to a Google script, and it exports it as a Google Sheet pixel art.
Wow.
Yeah, I did it a couple of times, and it's a cool gimmick. I can't yet figure out how to use it. Like maybe it's probably good if I uploaded like some abstract art or something like not a photo. Like I think I was like uploading literally photos and those just look like, oh, say it's a pixelized version of this photo. But like perhaps there's um animations or art, some type of art that might be more interesting to that kind of style as pixel.
I see. Cool.
Or it could be a great just to take a photo and make it a the first page of a spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
So are there any other spreadsheets in the wild that you've loved that you saw that you remember and you were like, oh, this is looks great?
Um, well, I mean, I wanted to mention actually, it's quite because I do like web design as well. I find Google Sheets pretty good for creating like wireframes.
Yeah.
Um, and and at the same time planning how something's going to look.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, there's so many use cases for it, and I think I did for Atomic Sheets, I did an actual web page. If you wanted to rustle up a landing page, we did one where there was a split screen.
Yeah, I mean that's what people can get at atomicsheets.com. That's part of it. You put a bunch of elements in there. You added elements that are like headers, like menu bars. I love all those.
Yeah,
Social
I
shares.
think
I think the social shares ones are like by golly the most useful. And people have literally emailed me about it and like, why would I ever
Really?
use this? And I have so many ways that people can use it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I love this question. I'm like, they're like, why would I ever want to have this particular like social shares? Because I made like, I think you made 10 and then I made like another 10 because I was like, I love this so much. I love that these things are just a bar that you can add to sheets. Like if you're selling sheets, if you're creating lead magnets, if you're even just sharing sheets for free, like on Twitter, someone's like, some people do this. They don't necessarily think of it as like a lead magnet, or they're not really thinking about it like as selling sheets. But like people just share sheets on Twitter. Just add this one line of social share, and it's like the name Facebook, it's Twitter, and then you can add buttons to that or links to those to tweet, to Instagram, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. Um, I love it.
Yeah.
I wish more people could use did use it.
Yeah, I think it's such a handy feature actually. It's so simple, and I think the simplest things are always so, so like magical in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the website's still around, but I had growthbutter.com. That was a landing page in a Google Sheet. Atomicsheets.com is a landing page that is a Google Sheet. I think I should just do more of those because it's such an easy way to get a domain started as well. Like
Yeah.
you talk about wireframing this website, but like I think of it like just as a website. Like just if you have a first project, you're trying to think of like, oh, I gotta like wireframe this and then I gotta make a site. Just wireframe it in a Google Sheet and then make that Google Sheet the domain. Just redirect the domain to that Google Sheet and you're done.
Yeah, yeah. That is such a good point actually, because when someone doesn't, has to have a website quickly, that's such a great way to just rustle a website up, and the tabs could be like your menu.
Yeah. And you could have also links to external things, right? You never have to like, the good thing about having a Google Sheet is you can have external links where like, I don't know, some it sometimes it's hard to like have a link somewhere or a list of links. But like people expect a list of links in Google Sheets. People know how to use Google Sheets. This is a very funny thing to say at the end of this talk, because at the beginning of the talk you talked about people not knowing what Google Sheets is, but now I'm like everyone knows Google Sheets. Everyone we care
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
everyone uses Google Sheets, but they just don't know how to use Google Sheets as well as you do. Um, that right?
Yeah. There's so much more to learn about Google Sheets.
There's
Um,
and there's so much more
that's
to
why
do.
I'm in Better Sheets, because for me there's tons that I want to learn, and I just think the more you know, the more the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. But as we wrap up, I want to make sure that if people are looking for an interesting sheet in for Instagram for hashtags or an operating system for hashtags, hashtag OS, they can find it at batchbay.co.uk.
Yeah, correct.
Right. Anywhere else we should tell people to go? Your Instagram handle?
No, my Instagram is at BatchBay.
BatchBay.
A funny story about BatchBay actually. I had that domain name for absolutely years
Mhm.
because my brother and I were going to do we were going to create a software as a service to like way back in the day to so that people just uploaded their images and then they get pinged into folders for one resize for Twitter, one for Facebook, one for Instagram. So again, I was on this like social media thing,
Mhm.
but it never happened. But I kept the name BatchBay, and now
Oh,
I've
because it's batch editing, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I've had it for a long time, and that's why I've got the Instagram handle at BatchBay.
Ah, so at BatchBay on
Yeah.
Instagram, batchbay.co.uk. Thanks so much for chatting about spreadsheets.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me here.
It's been so much fun. Thanks for watching that conversation between Zoe and I. Check out more Sheet Talking here in this playlist. You'll see all the episodes of Sheet Talking. And check out the latest video here on Better Sheets YouTube channel. Subscribe to Better Sheets or just watch another video. Also, consider becoming a Better Sheets member at bettersheets.co.